Hey, what's up, guys? Toogie here, back again. Episode 7 of A Nation United, of course, using Sweden as our host country. And let's get right down to business, because I honestly can't claim to have a set game plan for this draft. Do I want to go out and acquire every Swede? Just some of them? I have no idea. As we get a look at the draft, oh my god, Edmonton over Buffalo in the draft lottery. Oh, NHL. Oh, you're so funny. Pittsburgh, though, picked 7th. You gotta remember, though, it was a fantasy draft, but still, to see those two teams in that order is hilarious. But I don't have a set game plan. There will be quite a few players in this draft eligible for us to take. It'll be intriguing to see the order as Daniel Sedin retires, and of course a lot of other guys who weren't picked up by teams due to their age will be retiring maybe a little bit earlier than you would expect, but that's down far enough. I don't know what to do with this draft. We're just gonna see how it goes, and if I miss out on anybody that you guys would have really liked me to have drafted, obviously you'll let me know down in the comments and we can look to rectify that situation. Now, our first pick will probably be 16th, 16th, 17th? 17th, perfect. 17th. So let's take a look at the big board and see who is eligible to be taken in this draft. As you get a look at the top 5, Patrick Hischier, Vesalainen, Velarde, and Mittelstadt. Remember, custom roster, so you're going to see creative players, and some creative players, for some reason, their nationality won't pop up. But Nicholas Hague, a top 10 defenseman, that's surprising. The order seems to change whenever it wants. I'm not sure how the game exactly decides. Like, Heiskanen is expected to be like a top 5 pick in the real NHL draft. Now, our first guy potentially available is Elias Anderson. He will probably be our target, of course, out of HV71. From there, where is Liljegren? He has not shown up yet. Now, in the rebuilding Hockeytown mode, he dropped to a first to second round pick. And in this mode, he dropped to a second rounder in general. Alright, well that's shocking in a way. It might make him easier for us to acquire, which will be nice. But that's surprising. You have Marcus Davidson, who we got to see a bit of in the St. Louis Blues Fantasy Draft Series. Who else? We have, I believe that's Jesper Boqvist as well. Elias Pettersson. Man, we're going to have to try to do some damage in the second round. Gunnarsson, a defenseman, second to third round pick. Tommy Hedberg, who's in the CHL. I actually think he's an OHL player. For some reason, Sudbury's coming to mind, but I don't think he plays for Sudbury. And from there, it does drop off quite a bit. Third to fourth round, we have Bromstrom as a defender. Anybody else, really, for a somewhat decent pick? Not looking like it. Fourth to fifth round. It's probably the last spot I'm going to check. Oh, I'm actually in the fifth round already, so let's take a look here. From there, it really drops off. We get Soderlund, fifth to sixth round. Olsen, fifth to sixth round. Okay, so if we want to do damage, we have to trade up. Now, I'd say the first objective here is to end up with Elias Anderson. We have the 17th pick. I'm going to try to trade up to as high as the 10th pick, just to make sure we get him. Carolina wants to trade that pick as well, so that's good news for us. So we'll just see if they'll take a straight one-for-one deal, which isn't as crazy as you might think, just because they want to trade that pick. That didn't go through. Will that go through? No, it won't. Okay. Hey, it was worth a shot. It was worth a shot. Problem is, draft pick-wise, we're already in a bit of rough shape. So this is going to take some maneuvering, just because, of course, next year as well, Rasmus Dahlin being in the draft, it could be tough. It could be tough to work this out. And also, we have quite a few players who aren't signed beyond this year, so it could make trades a little bit more difficult as well. Can we tack on Anton Rodin? No, we can't. Carolina, come on. Come on. We could go talk to Chicago. They had the next pick in line. And we'll see if they are willing to accept. But let's see, will this go through? Close to fair value. You know what? I'm going to go talk to Chicago instead. And we'll see. They want to trade their pick. Will the Blackhawks accept this deal? Yes, they will. So we move up a couple of spots. We also get rid of Anton Rodin and a 6th round pick. We have no cap space at all. Oh my god. So we should be good, I hope. Let's sim to that 11th pick and hope that he is still on the board. Otherwise, that could really screw things up. And I think we're good. Tolvanen, Cody... It's funny, Cody Glass still went to Vancouver. Owen Tippett to Montreal. Costin to Pittsburgh. Haig, Vesalainen, Middlestat, Velarde, Hischier, and Nolan Patrick. So we're good. We're good. We maybe even traded up a little bit too far. But I just wanted to make sure. And better safe than sorry. So our first pick in this draft is going to be 18-year-old Elias Anderson from HV71. Future is now. High top 6 as well. Not a bad pick. Now, as far as the rest of the draft, especially to, a lot of late 2nd round picks potentially going, the question is, how do I want to handle this? And it might just be best to go talk to the Oilers who want to trade that 2nd. The hope is that Liljegren doesn't go as a late 1st rounder, and hopefully he won't. But I'm wondering how many 2nd round picks we can end up with. We currently have 3. So we're not too far off from still being able to have a successful draft here. We're not too far off at all. Let me see who else is worth trading. Now that's the thing. Rasmussen didn't have a terrible season. So I don't exactly want to get rid of him. And then you have a bunch of other guys as well. Johan Sundstrom, do you have more than a year left on your deal? You don't. Shit, and that's what I'm talking about. He'd be the perfect guy to look to trade, but that's not going to happen. Most of these guys we can't get rid of. You have Bankston, Lagesson, who's on a 4-year deal, Clayson. Yeah, it's tough. Some of those trades earlier on in the year, Burakovsky and people like that, they're going to make this a little bit difficult. The goalie situation, though, Hogberg we could look to trade if we needed to, just because Adam Werner showed up out of nowhere. So if necessary, we could trade up using Hogberg. But let's give up Montreal's 3rd and maybe a 6th next year. Is that good enough? They do want it. There's no way. Yeah, there's no way. Okay. So the best option here might be to just see where people get traded to and then try to make those trades afterward. That might be the best option. In the 2nd round, we have the 5th pick. What else do we have? The 17th and the 24th of the 2nd round. All right, you know what? I'm actually going to go talk to Carolina again, and we'll offer them a similar trade to what we just asked Edmonton for. It's probably not enough. It definitely won't be enough, but it's worth a shot in the dark. It is now. Did I apply? What player did I throw in there? I don't think I threw anybody in there. Oh boy. This is what happens when you got 18 different thoughts going on at the same time. That's okay. 3rd and a 5th. Will that go through? No, it won't. Let's go talk to Chicago again. Chicago, how are you? How would you like to give up your 2nd round pick to us as well? Not close enough. What if we also add our 4th round pick a few years down the line? What do you say? Value's still too far off. Son of a bitch. I don't remember who was after Chicago. That's the problem. I do not remember. If we can't get a deal done here in the next couple of minutes, I am going to have to just wait to see where people are traded to and then look at potentially acquiring them after the fact. That might have to be our method of operation here, our mode of operation, call it what you will. Can we get this to go through with Minnesota? No, we can't, but I did tack on a 6th instead of a 4th. Let me see. This is the exact same trade we offered Chicago, I believe, if not better. That still didn't go through. All right, let's just sim forward. Let's sim forward. We'll see where people end. But then again, damn it. Damn it. I know, though, I might have trouble acquiring some of these players because of the trade values and the teams not wanting to get rid of those players. So this could be problematic, and I'd like to not have to choose between prospects as far as who we keep. That is what it might come down to, though. That's the problem. So let's see. Can we get that to go? Can we get that to go through for Chicago? We can't. So where's Minnesota? Not Montreal. They had a higher pick, I believe. Minnesota was there, as was Detroit. So Minnesota, what do you think? Nope. Detroit, please be my savior. Please. Oh, Detroit, we need your help here. We need your help. Will that go through? No, it won't. Yeah, I'm underselling. I'm definitely trying to be way too cheap about this, but I don't necessarily have a choice. Now, 2 fourth-round picks, is that enough? No, it's not. We'll try to tack on a 5th as well next year. Can we get this to go through? Damn it, I thought that was close. We'll try one more 5th. If that doesn't go through, then yeah, we're pretty much screwed. We are pretty much screwed. Will this go through? It did. Well, shit. A last-second shot in the dark went through. So that's good. Let me go back to scouted players. How many of these guys were projected for the second round? That's my question. That is my question. So obviously, we had Liljegren. We have Liljegren. We have Davidson, Boqvist, Pettersson, and Gunnarsson in the 2nd to 3rd round. Hedberg as well in the 3rd round. Shit, yeah, I don't think there's any way we're going to get our hands on all of these guys. Alright, so potentially 4 second-round picks, which is what we have. The problem is, can we manage to sneak up to like the top of the round? That is the question. So potentially 4 second-round picks. How many? We do have 4 right now. Do I just go for it and hope for the best? That's the question. Or do I try? I think I gotta just try and work my magic here and get these high-end players. So let's see what we can do. Edmonton, you are up first. We need that 2nd-round pick. We need that 2nd-round pick. So let's see here. The least valuable of these picks would be Toronto. And we are definitely going to dip into our future picks. They are there. So why the hell not? Now this is going to be difficult. This is going to be difficult. But let's see if we can make it work. 2 fourth-round picks way down the road. Still a bit far off. We'll try for a 5th-round pick way down the road as well. And that went through. All right, you know what? That's not as bad as I thought. It's not as bad as I thought. We end up with the 2nd, or with the 1st pick of the 2nd round. So let's sim up to that pick and hope that Liljegren isn't taken late in the 1st. That is the one thing that could very much screw us over as you get a look at the players still going in the 1st round. Liljegren is not there. Beautiful. Beautiful. I know some people were concerned about having both Liljegren and potentially Rasmus Dahlin in both sims. There's no guarantee we end up with Dahlin, potentially, with how much I'm having to give up here. So Liljegren, there's still 3 players projected to go 1st to 2nd round. So do I want to risk trading back to maybe reacquire a little bit more? Because we have Liljegren, then Davidson, Boqvist, Pettersson. We have the 1st pick of the 2nd round. We have the 5th pick, the 13th, and the 17th. You know what? We might be okay. I think I'm going to risk it from here. I am going to risk it from here. So let's just take our players and hope for the best. And then we still have 2 third-round picks as well to get those middle-of-the-road guys. We might be able to pull this off. So with the next pick, we are taking Timothy Liljegren, medium elite, again, as he was in Rebuilding Hockeytown. Let's sim to our next pick. Schnarr Thomas for Menton go next, which means we are fine. There should still be one guy 1st to 2nd projected to give us a little bit of leeway. Yep, Ottinger. I never really bothered looking how to pronounce that correctly. we are going to go with Marcus Davidson as our next pick. He is high top 9, not terrible. We should be okay simming forward, hopefully. Comtois, Timmins, Ottinger, Gadjevic, Anderson Dolan, Robertson, Chmelevski. All right. So far, so good. So far, so good. We're going to have the 3 picks that we wanted to start. Our next pick is going to be Jesper Boqvist out of Brynäs. We'll take him next, and then we'll hope to get Elias Pettersson as well. We should be in the clear. Boqvist, medium top 6. Not bad. We sim to our next pick, which isn't too far away, and we are golden. We are golden. And like I said, with the Liljegren pick, I probably could have traded down and, you know, gotten a few more draft picks there just to have been safe and gotten a few more assets out of it. I think we're okay, though. I think we're going to be okay. We'll take Elias Pettersson here, and I shouldn't have to worry about it. He plays for Hamilton, so I'm not sure if he's actually supposed to. There are some creative players that play overseas that I just put in the CHL for the hell of it, just to make it easier. So, realistically, should we be able to sign him potentially? But we might not here in this series. Now, looking at the big board, once again, this has been a very successful draft for us to begin with. Obviously, no goaltenders here, which is why I wanted to go with Robin Lehner. But second to third round, we have Gunnarsson. And in the third round, we also have Hedberg. Right, and then from there, Bronstrom in the third to fourth round. So we should be fine. When is our next pick after this? When is that pick in the third round? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. Okay, never mind. We're not good. Yeah, we're going to have to trade up here. If we want to end up with Gunnarsson, we're going to have to trade up. Right. I probably shouldn't have had to count that out. I could have just been like, oh, there's 30 teams, so ba-ba-da. So, go back to scouted players here. And again, I got no way to scout this out to make it quicker. I don't. It's not like I could go into the mode and double check here. But, let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so there are 11 guys currently ranked higher. All right. So let's go. I'm going to say actually, so we're at the 17th pick. So let's go. Shit, let me double check here again really quick. Second round picks left. Flat out second round picks is what I want to look at. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So the 25th pick. Calgary, talk to me. We need to work out a deal here. We need to work out a deal. I will get you a look, though, too. Elias Anderson, pretty damn good. Liljegren, Davidson, kind of in the same bracket. From there, Boqvist and Pettersson, both a bit further down the chart, but they're in the Kempe, Forsbacka, Carlson, Jonathan Dolan range. Still decent potential. The trade value isn't off the charts, though. So let's see. Our third round pick. We will also... Oh, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. How about a third round pick way down the line? That might be what it takes. And then I'll also try to just tack on some picks here in this draft. Now, that's obviously way out of balance, as is that. That's close to fair value. All right, so I'm all right with getting a fourth round pick. That could be useful. Let's tack on a 7th round pick down the road. Is that enough? No, it isn't. We'll bump that up to a 6th rounder instead from the 2019 draft. That should be good enough, hopefully. It is. Beautiful. All right, so we jumped up and acquired another 2nd round pick from the Flames. Let's sim to that pick. Safin, Kolind, a couple of other guys go. All right. Again, maybe traded up too far. But I want to make sure we are securing the future of this team right here and right now. And I actually traded up one spot too many than where I meant to. But Christopher Gunnarsson from Frölunda, we will hope for the best with him. Projected as high 7th D. He ends up being medium 6. That's not terrible. It's not terrific for a second-round pick either, but again, we're limited in our options. So let's see. We have 10 players. 10 players listed second to third round. And then in the third round, it's just Hedberg, right? It's just Hedberg? Yes, it is. Okay. So, 10 picks from now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The third round, 6th pick from the Buffalo Sabres. That is our spot to try and draft Tom Hedberg. So let's see. We do have our third round pick in that round already. We'll tack on a 7th next year. Is that enough to move up? It is not. I was hoping it would be because they actually want to trade that pick, but we are going to have to give up a little bit more. How about a 6th round pick in 2020? Still no. All right, we'll bump that up to a 5th. And we should hopefully be good. Will that be enough? No, it won't. Buffalo, you're killing me here. I don't want to give up that 4th round pick that we just picked up from Calgary. So 2 5th round picks way down the line. What do you say? Close to fair value. Ah, you stingy bastards. I can't even blame Tim Murray. He's not there anymore. 7th round pick. Will that go through? Yes, it will. Okay. We're on course here. Things are looking all right. Unless somebody goes with an off-the-board pick just to piss me off. But I think we're good. I think we are good. A very eventful second round. And we should be good here. Wow. A great goalie pick there for the Blue Jackets. Goddamn. But let's see here. Let's see. It's going to be Hedberg with that next pick. We'll hope for the best. He might not be projected to be too great. High 7th D, that's not awful. Probably, about equal to medium 6. So our next pick will probably be at the end of the 3rd round. Still aiming for players here. Especially now because if I just sim forward, I have no idea when our next pick would be. So 3rd to 4th round, we have Brannstrom. 3rd to 4th round, we have Brannstrom. So we can move forward. Let's see, that's 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 picks. We can move forward now. So let's go to, I'm going to say about the 23rd pick from St. Louis to play it safe. We'll see if we can acquire that. The problem is we don't have a 3rd round pick to tack on here. So it is going to start getting a bit difficult. We're going to have to give up a 3rd round pick down the road. It's going to be difficult in the future. We're going to have to hope that certain actually worked out very well. We're going to have to hope that certain prospects pan out and that we can get that cycle going where we have to start trading players away for a tremendous amount of draft picks. That is the hope. Philip Slychuk, lad. We are looking all right. We are looking okay here. Like I said, I didn't have a set plan. It just turned into, fuck it, draft everybody, which we kind of need. It's not like relying on free agency is going to be a terrific strategy for us. We end up with Brannstrom. Wow. Medium top 4. All right, well, that worked out tremendously, didn't it? So now there's that really big drop-off, correct? Before we find anybody else? That's how it goes, right? Let's scroll all the way down here. Where is our next Swede? It was the 5th round, right? We had to go all the way down. And yes, it was. We have 2 Swedes in the 5th round, 5th to 6th round. But trading up for 5th round picks isn't a problem. Fuck it. Let's go for them as well. Let's go for them as well. Shit, I didn't mean to do that. But we do have a 4th round pick, so it's fine. It's fine. Thank God I got that 5th round, or the 4th round pick from Calgary. That just saved my ass. All right. All right. That just saved my ass. Oh my God. All right, so just let me double check here before I reacquire this pick. Let me, damn it. Fucking menu system. Come on. Come on. Let's back out of this. No, come on. There you go. There you go. All right, so scouted players. Let's double check that our 2 guys are still here which they should be unless someone went very far off the board. And we're still a bit of a ways away. So the middle of the 5th round is looking good for us. So we don't even actually have to trade up for Edmonton's pick. Let's look to San Jose and Ottawa for these next 2 picks here. I am going to give up the 4th rounder as well, which is fine. So we can give up that 4th round pick. San Jose gives up their 5th this year, and how about a 4th next year, and maybe even a 6th and a 7th this year. That's way too much, but I'm just trying to gauge their interest, because you never know. You never know. Will that go through? No, it won't. Okay, so they don't want to give up the 4th next year, which is fine. We'll try to get as much out of this deal as we can, which might not be as much as I'm hoping for, realistically. But San Jose, you got to budge a little bit here. You got to budge a little bit. You're still trading up. You're still trading up. You gotta give me something here. Thank you. All right, a 5th and a 6th, they trade up for the 4th. That's fine. And then we wanted to talk to Ottawa, but we will sim to our next pick first, where we'll hopefully be okay, and hopefully I didn't misjudge it. And we're looking all right. Again, we are looking all right. I think we're good to go. Lovely. Oh, good progression here. Good progression. That's the key to this series. But, yep, we're good to go. I could probably, again, trade back just a little bit. And you know what? This time I'm going to risk it, because these players aren't crucial to this series. So let's talk to New York and Detroit and see what else we can get out of these, out of this draft here. So New York, you can you can move up a little bit. You can move up just a little bit, and in return, we'll take a lovely 7th round pick this year. How does that sound? Close to fair value. Fuck you. That's very close to fair value. Are you kidding me? Fine, we'll take the 7th next year. That's bullshit. That trade should go through. That trade should go through. Here, have a 7th in 2022. Whatever. I'll take it. And then we'll trade for the Detroit 5th rounder in this year's draft, which is actually our own. Shows how many trades we have made. So we'll give up 2 6th over the next 2 years. That should actually be good enough on its own. Do you have a 7th round pick that we can tack on? Yes, you do. That went through. Beautiful. We have back-to-back picks. Let's just hope we don't get screwed over by New York or Ottawa here, and we're good. We are good. Although the New York trade didn't work out exactly as I wanted. But that's okay. So with the next pick, we are going to take Tim Soderlund, who played for Skellefteå. Hopefully you were worth it. Medium bottom 6 isn't terrible. I'll take that in the 5th round. And then we have Olsen with our next pick. Let's take a look here. A grinder from Skellefteå as well, Sebastian Olsen. He's an overager, so he'll most likely be, at least with the AHL, next year. Low top 9. Not awful. Not awful. I mean, if you guys watch Rebuilding Hockeytown, you know I like to avoid the low potentials. But for this series, we'll be fine. For this series, we will be fine. So let's check here. Who's left? Who is left? That's available to us. We haven't looked past the 6th round, I don't believe. We have Jacobson here in the 6th round. Matthias Jacobson, 18 years old, from Skellefteå. Go figure. Anybody else in the 6th round? We have Jonathan Davidson. All right. Oh, wow, there's still quite a few guys here. 7th round, William Wickman. And also Ricard Hug. All right. Also, man, yeah, so there's a ton of them. Lias Oland is available. Kalle Krantz is there. So many more guys than we can afford to get. Anton Tulanen. All right, so do I just base it off of potential? And I mean, from there, unscouted, or, projected to be undrafted, there's going to be a lot of players, you would assume. I mean, you see how big the bar is on the right-hand side. And actually, there's not too many Swedes that are projected to go undrafted. You do have Tim Holtstrand, who I swear, I recognize that name from the Rebuilding Hockeytown series. I think, at least. He's available. He's the only guy in the projected to be undrafted section. But, I mean, you look at the bar. We're not even making a dent. We're not even making a dent. So let me just scout by potential here. And, of course, yeah, we have the Swedes. We have the Swedes very well scouted. The Swedes. Holy shit. That's what happens when you're half an hour into an episode, folks. The Swedes. Now, we're going to take Jacobson in the 6th. We'll probably look to take Daniel Marmanland. Definitely a name that we recognize. And from there, I think we can risk letting go of everybody else, and we'll hope for the best. So we'll trade up for 2 6th-round picks. We'll take Marmanland in the 6th. That won't require us giving up too much. And we'll draft our last 2 Swedes. We'll draft our last 2 Swedes. Then the rest hopefully show up in the, free agency pool. That would be nice. But let's see here. 2 7th-round picks to trade up with Edmonton. Close to fair value. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. All right, let's give up another 7th. Sure. Let's make this work. 3 7th-round picks. Thank you very much. And then the other pick is with the Philadelphia Flyers. And then that will conclude our first draft with this team. What is the feedback for this going to look like, I wonder? I wonder. That didn't go through. I was hoping it would, again, because they wanted to trade it, but that's fine. We have an extra 7th we can give up. We are really going to struggle for picks later on. But there you go. We get our last 2 picks. We'll hope these guys prove to be worth it. And then, hopefully, we didn't miss anybody. Hopefully we don't end up missing anybody that we could have actually drafted. That would be a bit of a shame. Now, the thing you got to remember, too, about free agency is it doesn't let me see nationalities, so there very well could be mistakes moving forward or players I miss out on. We kind of just have to go off of a guess. But Jacobson ends up being low top 9. We'll take Marmanland with this next pick. Like, I could trade up for more 7ths, but these guys, bottom 6 players at best. So let's go with Marmanland, who we know will be half decent. I hit the wrong button. That is my fault. That is my bad. I apologize. I do apologize. But let's see here. Let's see. Let's take Marmanland with our last pick. Medium fringe starter. We'll sim to the end of the draft. That is it for our first draft here in a Nation United. Definitely setting the tone for the future of this team. We ended up making 12 picks. All of them look to be potential players, potential pieces in the future. Some of them might even make an immediate impact. We'll quickly sim to the re-sign phase. Of course, we won't be doing that in this episode because there's a hell of a lot more work to do. Let me tell you, a hell of a lot more work to do. So much cap space. Will players we can use be available? Who's to say? But you look at, even the goalie situation. Leonard and Allmark both need to be re-signed. Jesus, I keep wanting to say Hoiberg. Will Hogberg be available? What will Adam Werner do? I mean, for those two, it's mainly progression. Defensively, Folan Olofsson looks to definitely be ready to make the jump. Klaus Dahlbeck. That's just a slight peek at what we have to deal with moving forward. But we'll take care of that in the next episode. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are as well. But that brings a close to this episode. It's been a fun one for me, and again, I hope you feel the same way. If you did, make sure to hit that like button to help support the channel. Any and all support is more than appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already to continue following this series and others, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of A Nation United.